And welcome everyone, thank you very much for joining me today in my latest episode on all the latest Liverpool news on a daily basis. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and check me out every single day. If you're ever doing anything, if you're not doing anything, come and join me because I very much don't have a show anyway on my channel. So get involved, create debates, talk about all the latest news and breaking news anyway, in terms of obviously transfer news, pre-match, post-match, podcasts and videos as well. It's not just podcasts to do. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining me. As you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to be talking about, obviously, Steve McMahon has talked a bit about Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge has officially, by all accounts, joined West Brom on loan. We can talk a little tiny bit about that as well. That's just before I was about to come on. He's been pictured in a West Brom shirt, so that's very much official. Whether you like it or not, would you have liked to have seen the Englishman stay at Liverpool Football Club? In terms of, obviously, it's not like we've got a lot of striking options at the football club at the minute. Only an injury away, one injury away from obviously playing Dom Solanke and Danny Ings. That's from Bobby Firmino anyway, but fingers crossed and touch wood, that is fine. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Daniel Sturridge. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp had his press conference today, and I've got tried to pull out the best bits anyway, but really want to get all your opinions on what Jurgen has had to say. Do you agree, disagree? Where do you think Liverpool need to go within the next couple of days? Do we need to strengthen in the transfer window? It's very close to closing anyway. The next couple of days could make and break Liverpool's season. Obviously, we're still in the Champions League, but we need to cement this top 4 place. It's not like we're not celebrating the top 4 place, but it's pivotal in next season's approach, in which we need to obviously bring players in. Champions League is a huge importance to any potential signings Liverpool do bring in anyway, but I'm going to be talking about that. And just a quick update on obviously Adam Lallana's latest injury setback yet again. He is injured, and that is obviously emphasised a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of supporters, and every single one of you listening. It has emphasised Liverpool do still need to strengthen in Liverpool's midfield, especially with Phil Coutinho leaving and what it's looking like is a tear in Adam Lallana's injury anyway. I'll talk a bit about that later anyway. It's emphasised Liverpool do, for me personally, Liverpool need to still strengthen in the midfield area, especially if we go into the Champions League knockout stages, which we are, and in the long term running in the Premier League. But yeah, thank you very much everyone. Right, let's get stuck into the Phil Coutinho news. Really, this is quotes from Jurgen Klopp. He has basically said, confirmed that Liverpool will not sign anyone in the January transfer window. Yeah, the boss has spoken, whether you like it or not. By all accounts, it's very much looking like, I love to do all my rumours and all that on my channel, as you can see, and probably why you subscribed. I do my daily transfer news anyway, but if there's nothing at all concrete, I'm not gonna come in here and tell you a load of nonsense anyway. If there's anything credible, I'll bring it to you. But by all accounts, as Jurgen Klopp has confirmed now, I'll tell you about that. Liverpool not really looking like they're going to be doing it. It's going to be a quiet deadline day, which is a shame, because every single one of us, and we all agree that Liverpool's squad, it's not like Liverpool's squad is weak. It needs improvements. And you just look at Arsenal, they've just gone out. Yes, they've lost a huge player for them in Sanchez, but they have obviously struck the deal with bringing Mkhitaryan in, and Aubameyang got announced today for 55 million. There's no doubting those two players of quality. Every single one of us would have loved to have seen those two in a Liverpool shirt, regardless of obviously the history of Jurgen Klopp. But those two players in Liverpool's team would vastly improve our attacking options as well. But yeah, going on to what Jurgen Klopp has had to say in this press conference, and everyone get involved on what you feel, what Jurgen's had to say anyway. But going into, he's basically said, Phil Coutinho is not to be replaced in the transfer window. Why pay Barca a big amount of money for a player like Phil Coutinho? Because he's pretty rare. We can stop thinking about it. It's not about replacing anybody. It's about using our own opportunities, tools, players, tactics and formations, all that stuff. Yes, if you like, we didn't play well at Swansea, but a few days earlier we played brilliant against Manchester City. But of course, we could have won at Swansea, and the same with the last game against Manchester City. It doesn't say anything about the performance, only the results were not good enough. But we could have won these games. It was not about creating chances, it was about different stuff, different things. I don't think Phil would have helped a lot in this situation. He's a fantastic player, but that was not the problem. We have to find immediately a way back to winning, back on the winning track. We need results to reach our targets. We know that. The solution is not out there in the transfer market at this moment. We always have open eyes in situations like that, but it's not that there is something out there for us to get. Just that line, let that sink in anyway. The last line, the solution is not out there in the transfer market at this moment in time. That they were words from Jurgen Klopp coming out at the press conference today. Yes, players for him personally and targets, but there is players out there in Europe that would vastly improve our starting 11 and even our bench. They might command a huge fee because obviously clubs doing deals in January, it's very risky business, and especially everyone knowing now Liverpool have got so much money. If we go into it for any player around Europe, the price will go up an extra 50% because Liverpool have got stacks of money in the bank account in terms of obviously purchasing players. So, but Jurgen Klopp, he's done it with Virgil van Dijk, didn't he? He waited basically a whole season really to bring him in. I do get where he's coming from, Klopp, because I love Klopp to bits and I back him tenfold anyway. But for me, I'd love for him to bring in some players, even if it's one. It's not going to be the all out and fix everything. It's like, as I mentioned in my last podcast anyway, if you've listened to that, I mentioned, we all loved Virgil van Dijk and we knew he'd bring everything that he has. We've seen in the very short games he has played, he has made a bit of a difference, but when you watch him, he's a very commanding leader, something that Liverpool, it's an improvement to what we've actually had. But there is a lot of areas, centred, obviously still defensively, goalkeeping, there's a huge question mark over those two in goal. Why is Danny Ward not getting a chance in goal when he could have went out at the beginning of the season, back to Huddersfield and get a whole season of Premier League footy underneath his belt? So he's still at the club. Defensive areas, Emre Can very much looks like he's going, even though he's the captain of obviously Liverpool over the last two games. He has been captain, even though Simon Mignolet was in the starting 11 against obviously West Brom. So that's very much a huge indication that both of those players, Mignolet is very much looking like out the door. Coutinho has gone, Adam Lallana injured, and the central defensive areas, Emre Can, he could potentially more or less look like he is going as well. So Liverpool need to strengthen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that anyway. So that was very much what Jurgen had to come out in the Huddersfield press conference anyway. Obviously Sturridge, it has been confirmed, as I mentioned before, at the top of the podcast anyway. He's all more or less all done. He's moved out to West Brom Albion. Had looked like early on in the day he was going to the Toon Army to join up with Rafa Benitez, but he is very much sorted a move. All the best, Danny, but Liverpool are in a more weaker position in terms of striking options. Liverpool are in a stronger position when we have got a fully fit Daniel Sturridge. We all know his record, but he was for me, I want to know your thoughts anyway. Was he Liverpool's best striker at the football club when he was fully fit? I know it's the whole point of, is he going to be injured? You can't tell if he's going to be fit one week and injured the next, but let me know your thoughts on that. But it's a huge loss, but especially if Liverpool are looking like they're not going to bring anyone in those forward areas. I've got I'd love not more than Dom Solanke and Danny Ings to both get 10 Prem goals each, but it's putting too much emphasis on obviously the young lad. Dom Solanke, he's just obviously just been brought into the club, but at least he gets an opportunity anyway. But let me know your thoughts on that. Is everyone a bit surprised, especially with the press conference in which Jurgen had today? especially with him saying that he's not looking at maybe bringing anyone in. But let me know your thoughts. So anyway, as I mentioned, touch words, obviously Bobby Firmino doesn't get injured, but worst comes to worst, he does get injured. And obviously you're just looking at, obviously, Dom Solanke and Danny Ings for going into the Champions League campaign and the rest of the Prem. They're getting opportunities, but you don't want to be if buts and maybes. You shouldn't be relying on every single player in your squad being fully fit all season. But yeah, Steve McMahon has talked about obviously the Daniel Sturridge situation. This was prior to obviously this deal getting sorted. He spoke to the Liverpool Echo's Blood Red podcast. If you haven't heard that on the Liverpool Echo, definitely James Pearce and the boys are the absolutely fantastic podcasts. I love listening to them anyway. But yeah, BT Sports pundit Steve McMahon has added on obviously Daniel Sturridge's potential move outwards of the club. I'd rather have him at the club than not have him. I am totally understand why he might want to go out on loan. If he's fit and he's not playing and he's got a World Cup in 3 or 4 months, which he wants to play in, he'll want to get as many games under his belt as possible. I can see him wanting to leave. I can see a number of players wanting to play some games. But if I'm the manager and I can't replace that player in time, unfortunately, you have to be selfish when you're a manager of a football club. And if he's not going to be able to replace Daniel, I'd rather have him in my squad and have him on the bench, as he's an incredible, talented player, as we've seen in the past. Bang, that's Steve McMahon anyway. So let me know your thoughts on what Steve's had to say and what I've had to say on obviously Daniel Sturridge. Are you happy? Are you not? Where do you think if a potential incoming could come in to replace him anyway? But Steve's absolutely spot on there from what he said. I really do say Daniel's quality, he has got good. I think he's got three goals in his last 5 starts for Liverpool. So it's not like he wasn't scored. And when he has been fully fit, there's no doubt denying his quality on the pitch. He's very much on top of his game. He is Liverpool's best striker at the football club. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that story anyway. But yeah, going to the next and final story. Adam Lallana has been ruled out of Liverpool's trip to Huddersfield Town and could miss the Anfield blockbuster against Tottenham Hotspur. This is obviously coming on to, and on Lallana, obviously the Reds boss revealed in his press conference today, he is not ready for Huddersfield. Medical department told me no chance for West Brom, no chance for Huddersfield, and a chance for Tottenham. After Tottenham, for sure, but before Tottenham, I don't know exactly. So I love Adam Lallana. I bet there's a lot of yous out there as well. It's a shame that he can't play, but hopefully these don't become a regular occurrence. Adam was obviously out for a huge section at the beginning of the season. I think he was out for 3 to 4 months anyways, but hopefully it's a different injury and he's not brought the injury back up again, because there's nothing worse. And we've just, obviously, with Danny Sturridge leaving, he was a player that had a terrible injury record in his career anyway. But that was Jurgen Klopp. Let me know your thoughts on all these stories, everyone. But apologies, I'm not doing a video. Obviously, I've still got a little bit of a problem with my eyes anyway, but I love doing my podcasts. I am going to hopefully get every single one of you on my podcasts. So if you want to get involved, I want to be speaking to you live right now, but I'll leave my Skype name and all that in the description. So I'll get used to add me and all that, and we can have a little gab anyway. But thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time out to listen. And I cannot wait for the Huddersfield match, because it's a very huge 3 points, and it's going to be a very difficult game. Liverpool coming up against David Wagner, obviously Jurgen Klopp's best man at his wedding anyway. The very stubborn side. Huddersfield have been up and down this season, but yet again, every single match Liverpool come up against in this Premier League, whether it's against the top, bottom, as we found out in the last couple of matches, they can be very difficult. Like, every game that we go into, don't be expecting to win. Hopefully we do, but it'll be a very difficult game against a very strong Huddersfield team, because when they get playing their football, Huddersfield, they can absolutely blow away teams, but we can blow away teams without the quality in this team. But obviously we want to add a lot more quality to this team than there already is at the football club. It's about getting a strong bench as well. When you look at City, you look at Arsenal, Look at United, look at Chelsea. You've got players that you can bring in, and there's no loss of quality. There's a lot of quality in this Liverpool team. It's just a matter of getting more and more quality in, because that's when you can challenge, and you're taking players out when they're slightly fatigued, and you're bringing players in, and you're like, yeah, we've got a very good chance today anyway. But I can't wait for the Huddersfield match anyway, but I'll be doing a post-match reaction anyway, so if you're new to my channel, stick around for that, and all you can get involved. I'll reply to all your comments. I'll be getting all your comments involved as well with that. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Get involved in the Sturridge news. Obviously, Adam Lallana, what do you think will happen with him? Obviously, transfers, the main topic of debate, obviously, on this podcast, and the latest news coming out today from that press conference, the Huddersfield one. Klopp confirms Liverpool won't be signing anyone in January. Get involved, everyone. It's a mad one, innit? Hopefully we do bring in, and hopefully it's just a load of smoke screen by Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, just to try and fend off, give other clubs that we are potentially negotiating behind closed doors, as I've said in the past. If there's no sounds of Liverpool maybe getting linked to people, there's no doubting Liverpool are doing all they can behind closed doors to bring in quality. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Apologies, it's a bit of a long one anyway, but I just wanted to bring you all the latest news anyway. But thank you, everyone. Have a quality night, as always. Enjoy the footy. Hopefully we absolutely smash Huddersfield, because I cannot wait anyway, just to get back to winning ways. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you like this podcast anyway, you're absolute legends. It'd be mean so much if you could leave a like, because it goes a long way anyway in terms of the algorithm and all that. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully you have a quality night, morning, wherever you are in the world anyway. But as always, everyone, you're absolute legends, and you'll never walk alone. Ta-da.